Welcome to a very different style video than you're used to in this channel. I want to start doing tech videos, and well, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. Editing Dallin here. This is made before I decided to make this a second channel, so I'm honestly too lazy to change it. If you know me, that's me. So yeet. And today I'm going to be reviewing this. This is the $500 eBay laptop. So this is a Dell G3 3579 15-inch black plastic laptop. I got this off of eBay in November of 2019 for just $499.99, I think, plus taxes. Shipping was free. And well, what did I get with my money? Inside, we got an i7-8750H for $500. This is on par with a 2018 MacBook Pro 15-inch. Yikes. And not only that, but it has a dedicated graphics card, a GTX 1050 Ti to be specific. On the eBay site, it did say that it had a 1TB SSD. Now, this is where I was kind of skeptical. These machines actually came with a 128GB SATA SSD along with a 1TB hard drive standard. However, you could upgrade it to just solid state. However, I wasn't sure if this Freeview Center did that, or they upgraded themselves, or they called that combination of drives fully solid state. I wasn't too sure. But for $500, I didn't really care. I got the machine, and I was very pleasantly surprised that I had a 1TB NVMe SSD. Now, it wasn't Intel 660p. If you're familiar with NVMe drives, you know that's a lower speed SSD than, let's say, a 970 Evo, which I have on my desktop behind me, but it's still a great drive. It does suck some RAM though to use as a cache, which is kind of a bummer because this thing only came with 8GB. Now that was the only really downside about this guy, was the 8 gigs of RAM. Doing basic tasks like web browsing, document typing, nothing was left over. Like even like 2 Chrome tabs was over. It's over, done, gone. What I did is a couple days after I bought the machine, drove down to my local Micro Center and I purchased a single 16GB DIMM of DDR4 and I stuck it in this guy. Now obviously this isn't the prettiest laptop in the world. It is after all pretty plastic, but it's passable. They used the same design, the same plastic housing in the Dell Inspira 15-inch of the same era. Even the ports are very similar. The motherboards they're not interchangeable, but they're pretty close. The LCDs are actually interchangeable with these models. That is one big downside of this computer, is the poor display. It's 1920 by 1080, which is nice, but viewing angles are okay. It's only 60 Hz for a gaming laptop. That's kind of meh. But the real killer is brightness. Just doesn't get bright enough. In a bright office or bright room, you can't see the screen, especially if what you're viewing it is very dark. You can't see anything. It does have a backlit keyboard, and it is blue.
Kind of a meh trackpad. It's passable, it's usable, but if I have a mouse, definitely prefer that.
Definitely not the best trackpad in computer land. Keyboard, it's actually very nice. I actually really like this keyboard. Benefits to it, also it having a numpad. It's great. For a gaming laptop, it doesn't look too crazy. It's sleek black with just blue accents. I think this is actually a pretty attractive laptop. And I use it at my work all the time. And no one really bats an eye. Port selection is actually very good on this laptop. So on one side you have an SD card reader, some lock thing. USB 2, which is okay, mostly just for a mouse. Then on the other side, you got power connector, headphone jack, 2 USB 3, nice, an Ethernet port, which is really handy, especially if you're going around playing LAN games. Nice to be able to hardline in, or in my case, in my job, I need a hardline into the router because something goes wrong. I can do that. An HDMI, nice, and what's really special is a Thunderbolt 3 port. For $500, this is one of the only laptops I think you can buy with a Thunderbolt 3 port. Now, why is Thunderbolt 3 so amazing? Well, it allows you to do, basically turn this into a desktop. You can get external graphics cards, docks, RAID hard drive arrays, and a whole bunch of other crazy things. I actually use it at my work. I have a Thunderbolt 3 dock. Plug it in, charges, get USB, get Ethernet, get display, keyboard, mouse. It's great. One cable. It's actually really handy, especially when I'm moving around my job, going between rooms. Just one cord, bang, boom, easy peasy. How does this perform? Well, comparatively to my desktop behind me, has similar grade of CPU. This was an i7 8th gen, i7 8th gen, but that's a desktop CPU, laptop CPU, but they have the same number of cores. So how does it stack up? Well, actually pretty good. Laptop is less powerful than the desktop, but only so much. Cinebench scores on this is around 3,300, and this gets about 2,200. So you're losing about 30% of performance, but it's also a laptop. Graphics, though, is where this thing, it's not bad. Definitely better than integrated graphics, but for doing any serious games, like Red Dead Redemption 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Detroit Become Human, anything that really demands a graphics card, not gonna cut it. However, it does get by in games like Minecraft, Fortnite, it's okay, Valorant's fine, and simpler titles like CSGO work great. Now the big killer with this laptop is battery life. This thing doesn't have the best battery. If you're playing any games, you basically need to be plugged in. Not only will your battery die really quickly, but the battery can't supply enough power to both the CPU and the graphics card, and your FPS gets tanked hard. Like you could be chilling at 100 FPS in a game, and you unplug, you're down to 30, even more. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how high your FPS is. If this is detecting a load on the graphics card and it's not plugged in, it will limit your FPS to 30. Basically, if you're taking this anywhere for more than a few hours, you really want to bring a charger. But I've been able to do light things like check emails for 4-ish hours. But it's about 4 hours screen on time for about checking emails, doing Word documents. YouTube videos is a little bit less, around 3, but it's okay. Verdict of the video. Would I recommend the $500 eBay laptop? Assuming you can find a similar deal with very similar specifications, depending on what you want in a laptop, this is a very good purchase. Now that the new RTX supercars are out and 1050 Ti's are kind of poor graphically, you might want to get something faster for graphics if you're doing some serious gaming. But if this is $400, I'll tell you to buy it right. Just buy it. If this laptop was $400, and you're looking for a cheap gaming laptop, this thing would absolutely be on the top of my list. I love this thing. It is chibi plastic, and I wish that it wasn't chibi plastic, but for $500, this is a perfectly reasonable laptop, and it supplies all the power I need to do gaming, do my job, and even edit videos if I'm on the go with that i7, and be able to use the dedicated graphics to accelerate that. Honestly, if you can find a similar laptop to this, go. buy it. Do it. Unless you want a laptop that isn't cheap plastic, then don't buy this, because that is the one thing I hate about this laptop, besides the screen. Honestly, there's a few things. I hate the screen. Build quality is meh. Speakers suck. They're downfiring. They didn't mention that. It's loud. You know, there's a lot of downsides to this thing, but it's fast for the price. You win some, you lose some, I guess. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.